Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and thanks for taking a little bit of time out of your day to watch today's video. Got another really good hardcore hogging tip for you guys that I'm totally confident is going to get you more bass, particularly this fall. And what I want to talk about today is my 3 favorite trailers to use on a swim jig during the fall time of the year. I'm going to show you what they are. I'm going to show you how to rig them up and, talk a little bit about how I like to fish them. Real quick, just wanted to give you guys a quick reminder. If you guys are looking at our fall lake map breakdowns at Fish the Moment, you can go check them out over there. Johnny and I have been pumping out the fall lake map breakdowns. Johnny's doing all the breakdowns for offshore areas. I'm doing all the breakdowns for shallow water areas. So if you want your favorite lake broke down all over the country, just go check them out at the lake map breakdown section at fishthemoment.com. Pretty good resource over there. Plus they got a lot of other cool stuff on the website there. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the swim jig deal. Trailers on there. Trailers, to me, they play a big role as far as getting bites on a swim jig. I think they probably play as much or more of a role than color does on the bait. Every lure category you have out there sort of has a mix of that. Some lure categories, color's important. Some lure categories, the action, some of the color. And to me, in swim jig fishing, the trailer has a big impact on it. So there's 3 primary ones that I want to show you guys I use. And this is the swim jig I use. This is the Megabass Uzo Swim Jig. It's got a little spinner on the back of it for some added flash and attraction. And also, guys, if you guys are interested in any of this stuff, I'll include the Baitworks link in the description. If you use that link, it's a good way to help support the channel out here by ordering some baits from there. So anyway, start out with the Uzo Swim Jig. And I don't have my scissors with me, but normally, like I said, I always cut the skirt where it's real irregular. Maybe I can pull it here a little bit. Now take a look how it looks right there. See how uniform it is? All you have to do is take a pair of scissors or even pull it with your hands and get them irregular. There's nothing in nature that's regular. So what I like to do is I like to rough up the skirt a little bit, get some different lengths on there, and make it where it's just a little bit different all the way around a little bit. You see, like that. Okay, the first one I use, what I want to talk about, this is probably my favorite fall time trailer, and that's the Zoom Z-Crawl Junior here. What it looks like here. A lot of guys use this is a traditional flap and leg deal. That's probably the most common for swim jigs, but I've experimented with a lot of them out there, and I really like the Z-Crawl because it has a subtle vibration on the tail and it doesn't pull a lot of water. The tails really flap and swim good. This is, by the way, the Uzo Swimmer's got a great keeper on there. It's like once you put this thing up on the keeper, you never lose this thing. It stays on forever. But this is my workhorse right here, guys. This Z-Crawl Junior on the Uzo Swimmer. Look at that little tidbit there. That will get you some bites right there. I can promise you right there. The tail, like I said, it doesn't push a lot of water. These tails move fairly freely in the water, so it's really good on a visual. If you have the water visibilities that are like, say, 1.5 to 3 feet, this is the ideal situation I like to throw it. And of course, I'll mix it up in a lot of different colors, but the Zoom Z-Crawl Junior, that's my favorite workhorse. Now, the second 2 I'm going to show you guys. See, these things are even so hard to even get them off of here once you put them on here. The second one I want to talk about is the Zoom Magnum Ultraviolet worm. This is a big beefy worm. It's a big fat worm, and it's got a big fat tail on like that. And what I do with this is I'm going to pinch it off where it's about probably 3 inches long, about like that. And what I want to do is when you rig this thing, you want to rig it with the tail down on it. So there's a line on the bait here. So make sure when you come in here, you stay on that line. Now, there's something about the Magnum Ultraviolet worm. If I'm fishing the swim jig a little bit deeper, see it says like that. If I'm fishing it just a little bit deeper, then like, most swim jig fishing, you're like, keeping it in sight, that type of stuff, swimming it over shallow cover. But if I want to drop a bait down, say I'm fishing some, shallow grass that's maybe 3 feet underwater, or maybe there's a laydown coming off the bank and that laydown drops off into deeper water, The Magnum Ultraviolet on there is the swim jig trailer I like to throw if I'm fishing this bait out of sight. There's something about the bait on here, the worm body profile and this big wagon tail that really pushes a lot of water. This thing will push a lot of water and slow the bait down. But I get a lot of bites on this in the fall time of the year when I'm fishing that swim jig out of sight. And that's not very often. I mean, I do it occasionally, but that's not a time that I really, rely on it or really fish it a lot. I'm probably saying in the fall time of the year, I fish it maybe 25% of the time out of sight. So my next one, the last one I'm fishing here, my favorite one, is the Zoom Z-Swim swim bait like this. And on this particular thing, I use the full size. This is about a 3.5 inch bait. And I come in on the top with a full size. And like I said, don't pay any attention to the colors. This is just the colors I got out. I mix and match them quite a bit. But I come in with the full size bait like here. And the way that I fish with the Z-Swim on the back of it is when I'm burning this thing fast. And what I'll do with this in the fall time of the year, when that water temperature starts to get, say in the low 60s or around 60 degrees, I'll take this thing and I fish it fast like a spinnerbait. And I'll throw it out there. I'll reel it fast, just a couple inches of water under around main lake and secondary points. And this combination of this spinner on the Uzo Swimmer and the swim bait profile that's really natural, I get a ton of bites, guys, in the fall time of the year when that water temperature starts to cool down, particularly like in the last part of October and into November. It's almost like a subtle spinnerbait. And for some reason, the Z-Swim trailer on there gets me a lot of bites when I burn this thing fast. And I'm talking about, I'm throwing it out there and I'm reeling it like this across the surface, almost maybe that far underneath the surface, and keep it in sight, and they will hammer this thing, especially on windy or cloudy days. If you got like a low light condition, like it's misty, rainy, or windy right off the bat in the morning, you can take this thing in clear water and reel it over those main lake points and just get hammered in the fall time of the year. So anyway, guys, that's my 3 favorite fall time swim bait trailers, is the Zoom Z-Swim, the Magnum Ultraviolet Worm, and the Z-Craw Junior. These are the 3 that I use most all the time with that. And works for me. Give it a try, guys. Mix and match them a little bit. There's a lot of other stuff we talk about on swim jigs. We talk about swim jigs a lot on the channel here, and we'll continue to do so because they're such an important lure category. But we'll talk about colors and sizes at some other point. I just wanted to give you guys a quick video on my favorite trailers. So hope that helps you guys catch a few more fish, and we'll be back soon with another one. See you.